Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Yahlia in this incarnation. We are here in one more day of this planetary ascension. I am going to channel a message. Remember to only take what resonates and to leave the rest because it is a general channeling. I am going to focus in guidance to navigate the experience. So let's see what I am receiving. Okay, it is like you went through a challenging time. I think you are still, like stepping out of the process of rebirth, of transformation. And this is going to be different for each one, but for some of you, you are finally letting go of a space, whether this is a relationship, a literal space in reality. But that was connected with a path, that was connected with investing your energy in the long term in this space, and you're finally letting go of that because you discovered that wasn't aligned with your authentic self anymore. And because I think that life like brought this process, it is like I think things happened that you couldn't control, and you had to only work in the acceptance. And for some of you, this created a lot of resistances. You are very, very attached to this situation. So what I am saying, it is like for some of you, you are finally letting go of this thing and deciding to put your energy in other places, that can contribute with yourself. Or you are about it to do that, because I am seeing like you are exactly in this point where you are stepping out, or you're about to step out of the situation that was challenging again. Perhaps it created pain, and well, it wasn't something pleasant or comfortable. For others, this was more linked with a perception. Perhaps it wasn't like happening something in reality in the matter, but or perhaps it did also, but it was the perception of how you were looking at life and how you were observing your reality, and the dialogue that you were telling to yourself that it was causing a lot of suffering. And it is being shown this spiral that many times we could enter in these spirals, descending spirals that are creating also suffering. And the function of them is actually showing us where we don't want to be anymore. It is not like we can avoid pain, but it is true that we can feed that pain, we can perpetuate the suffering in certain experiences. And many times we do that only to discover that we don't want to experience that anymore. So whether this thing is, I am seeing that you are stepping out from this dark place, dark space, and the energy is starting to shift. So this is something very positive. What I am also seeing, it is that it is very important to pay attention to your boundaries, because I am seeing that you have still to take care of, to put the attention into some things that are there in your life, and that could be dynamics. Let's suppose that you are living a relationship or a space that it wasn't aligned with you anymore, and you were not happy in that space or in that dynamic or whatever thing, and you are living that. But it is important to identify the patterns that lead you to that point, because not only living a situation, or not only living a relationship is like the thing that is going to lead us to create another reality. We have to work on the patterns that have made us build that or manifest that. We are not responsible for everything. We are responsible for our part. I mean, there are many things that are happening in life that we don't have the control, and they are only there for us to extract the light. And with this, what I am saying is that we are not responsible for everybody's actions. So with this, what I am saying it is that it is very important from here and on to work on your boundaries. And I am feeling this sense of independence, of creating a healthy sense of independence. It is not about believing that you don't need anybody, because that could come from ego too. Actually, we need each other as humans. We need each other to to function in community and to grow and to do many things and to heal also. But it is important to understand that while we go in this journey of knowing ourselves and recognizing our values and recognizing which are our boundaries and the things that we really don't want to negotiate and all of those things, we can actually establish a better relationship with other people, and we can also contribute from a space that is much more aligned with ourselves and that can really help to others. So what I am seeing it is that it is important to pay attention to the energy that you are giving to other people that perhaps you think you are helping or you're trying to accompany. Many times the best way that we can contribute with others is just letting them to be responsible for their own decisions without interfering in their processes. Of course, this is something that you will have to identify, but a great way of doing that it is by understanding, being in touch with how we are feeling when we are doing that. Because if that is draining our energy in some way, if we are feeling tired, if that is, we can feel that in the physical body. That is an indication that that action is not actually helping, but we are, draining our energy or interfering in something that we shouldn't. So I am seeing this, this need of understanding where you need to put the energy, because I am seeing like the boundaries or the limits a little bit like dissolved. So I think it is important to put order in that, so you can recognize, and that is a practice of the present moment. Every time we have to adjust our energy in terms of what we are going through. So that is a practice. It is only a practice. So it is important to identify that, so you can recognize where you where you can put your focus in that it is aligned with you. Sorry, I don't know if I expressed that correctly. Okay, this is the message. What I am seeing it is that the boundaries are going to be an important thing from here and on, in order to open the way. And also I'm seeing certain patterns that can be still like dragged from the situations that you are living. That's why I said all of these things. It is important to work on the patterns that lead you to manifest the previous situations that were uncomfortable and that right now you're stepping out of, because those same patterns could create similar situations. It is what we many times experiment as repetition. Actually, repetition itself is something that it works. Many times we need to repeat in order to understand how to break the pattern, or that it is a pattern that we are sustaining inside. That is the function of repetition. Everything has a function, so we are the ones that can extract the light to improve ourselves, and so we can allow also the emerging this will of making a change, and detaching from certain things that we have the tendency to do, and that are not good for us in the end. So this is what I am seeing. I'm going to end this video here. Thank you everyone, and see you in the next one. Ciao ciao.